Welcome to the Muse Report. Today's a special day because it's Tuesday and we always release new episodes on Tuesday. But you hear that? That's the sound of Christmas. Today's Christmas Day. What are the odds that Tuesday will fall on Christmas this year? Well, since Tuesday is on Christmas, or Christmas is on Tuesday, we have to do a Christmas episode on the Muse Report podcast. So, it's going to be a little bit different format for this episode. It's just going to be you and me. Is that all right? Can we talk for a little bit? It's just going to be you and me, and I'm just going to share some things on this Christmas episode that I think that you will enjoy and be able to use right after this and apply it to your daily life. So, here we go.
Loading.
It's a case study for success.
Be teachable.
What better way to learn than to just ask?
The learning process becomes a journey.
Turning dreams into realities.
Part of execution is totally believing whatever you're doing is going to work.
What are your passions and what are your gifts? And that's where it really starts.
Chances are for taking. Take a chance on yourself.
Any and everyone is capable of being a leader.
You're not going to have all the answers immediately.
Wow.
Mentors to expose you to things that you otherwise wouldn't know.
It was all I thought about and dreamed. Like I would literally get up in the morning, practice, because I knew the time would come.
Just do it. Christmas really about? We hear this question a lot. It's pretty cliche, but I want to ask it just to set up the principle and get it out the way. So Christmas is about being around those that you love, sharing with others, giving to others, giving gifts to others, and also cherishing God's gift to humanity, which was Jesus Christ, right? Now, all of this is great. We know what Christmas means. You know the meaning behind Christmas and why we love celebrating the season. That's all fine and dandy. But this podcast is about maximizing potential, turning your dreams into reality, a case study on success. So how can you get the most out of Christmas? That's what I'm trying to do for you guys today. So I'm sure you guys are pretty familiar with the story of Christmas Carol. If the name's not ringing a bell, do you know the name Ebeneezer Scrooge? Well, if you don't know, I'll just update you, give you a quick synopsis of the story. Ebeneezer Scrooge is a pretty mean guy, and he loves taking money from people. He's a banker, and he has the coldest heart that you will ever see. He would take money from whoever it was, doesn't matter the situation or the circumstance. So, Ebeneezer Scrooge comes into contact one night with three ghosts, the ghosts of Christmas past, the present, and what is to come, or the future. And from this experience, from talking to the ghosts of Christmas past, where he gets to look at what he had been through, and the things and how he started out life and the things that he had done in the past, going to Christmas present, where he was now, what he looked like in his present state, and then seeing the future, what it could possibly hold based on the decisions he makes in the present. He became a changed man, and he became a lot nicer, and he gives to, this boy who has he's on crutches or something, or he lost a leg. I can't remember the story exactly, but you get the point. He had the past, the present, and the future. That's the point of this whole story. So if Ebeneezer Scrooge can learn from that lesson, I think that we can learn from that lesson too. So what we're going to do, we're going to have our own little Christmas Carol story on the Muse Report podcast today. We're going to be looking at the past, the present, and what is to come in the future. All right, so the past. Look at the past year. We're at the end of 2018. We finally made it to December. And a lot of things have happened from January to now. But a part of Christmas is being grateful. Count your blessings in 2018. So for me, for an example, I'm going to just use myself as an example in this story because clearly I know myself. This past year, I got enrolled for my last year of undergrad, which is a blessing. I have a caring and supportive family. I got to go to South Africa, which is the farthest I've ever been outside of the United States, and Africa was an absolutely great experience. I got to visit San Francisco. I had never been to the West Coast before. That was my first time, so that was another experience that I'm super grateful to have. I launched season 2 of the Muse Report podcast, which was a goal that I really wanted to accomplish. So think about all the different aspects of your life, things that you've done. It could have been travel, could have been spending time with somebody, could have been a goal that you accomplished, like me launching season 2 of the Muse Report podcast. Write those things down and count your blessings from January to now in 2018. But we don't want to just act like everything is fine and dandy. We gotta keep it real. Things that didn't go so well. So you gotta count your failures too. So what did you fail at this year? Now remember, we're not talking about failures as in you losing, because you only learn from failures. We learn from our mistakes here. So what were some things that you didn't do as well, but you definitely learned from? So for me, honestly, I wasn't that consistent on the podcast. I did release a good amount of episodes. I'm proud of what I did do, but there was a period of time where I was not releasing every week, if I was still releasing, and there was a period of time where I kind of just didn't release anything. I just kind of fell off, and I was able to regroup and get back, which I'm proud of, but it was also something that I kind of was inconsistent with. So that was partially a failure in itself. Also, wasn't my problem pretty much in 2018 was consistency, for real. I wasn't as consistent with working out. I started off really good, and then kind of just slowly stopped being as consistent, and I wasn't working out as much. I didn't practice my music. If you didn't know, music is a big part of my life, and I sing in a choir every day and stuff. But as far as me practicing like piano and bass and other things that I like to do as far as musically, I didn't do it as much. I got caught up in doing other things, school, working, the podcast, other things like that. But that's something that I really value and I want to pursue more intentionally. So I kind of failed in that aspect as well. So what are the different things that you know that you didn't quite execute on in 2018? Write those down, as well as the positive blessings that you had in 2018. Okay, so Christmas present. We did the past, now it's the present. It's Christmas Day. What is the current state of your situation? Think about it. I mean, we usually complain about how we want to do all these things. We keep aspiring. I want to be here. But you don't realize when you look at the past, you see that you're pretty much where you wanted to be a little while ago. And we forget to just sit in the present and enjoy what we have right at this moment. You're a lot farther along than you think. So what is your current situation? Well, I have a platform and I have an audience that I created and founded all by myself. I also have a incredibly supportive family, incredibly supportive friends, incredibly supportive girlfriend. I'm also interviewing for jobs and careers, which is somewhere that I wanted to be. Coming to the end of my undergrad experience and getting my degree. I have friends and colleagues that push me to do my best, which is always good. But like I said before, we got to keep it 100 on the podcast. Not everything is great. I don't have much money, to be honest. I mean, I'm a college student. Most people don't expect college students to have much money, but being broke ain't fun. So that's something that is a part of my current situation. My car keeps breaking down. So I had to keep getting repairs on it. That's something that I'm not really liking at this current moment in my life, because having to fix your car while not having money in your bank account doesn't go together. But I'm an influencer as well, but my influential radius, for lack of words, or my impact as far as numbers is still pretty small. It's still I'm still pretty low key with what I'm doing here on the podcast and on social media and things like that. So my influential radius, I guess, isn't quite as big as I want it to be. That's my present situation. So think about where you are right now in your life. Think about the things that you have. Think about the things maybe that you're lacking a little bit at this present time. Okay, so we have the past. What have you been through? What are the accomplishments? What are the failures that you had in this past year of 2018? We have the present. What is your current situation? What are you dealing with now? And what is your circumstance? What have you accomplished that you are enjoying right now? Or what are the things that possibly that you're lacking at this moment in your life? Now let's move on to what is to come in the future. Now the future is based on what you've written down for the past and the present. Where do you want to be by this time, or where do you want to be by next Christmas? So I was saying that in the past I was dealing with consistency issues. So first aspect of consistency that I want to improve on in the future is being extremely consistent in my podcast and content delivery on the platforms that I'm most active on. So that's social media and the podcasting platform. That is one of my main goals for the future that I know I lacked on in the past and I want to improve. Also consistency with my mind, body, and spirit as far as meditation, talking to God as in my spirituality, and also just being healthy, exercising daily, getting back to working out, eating healthier. And I said that I was trying to have more money, so getting my cash flow up and together, finding more sources of income that I could find and make a little bit more money, and also getting a new car. I want to get a new car. I'm tired of pouring money into this thing, trying to fix it. I need a new vehicle, which is really important, especially with me not knowing exactly where I'm about to be after I graduate. I also want to broaden my audience. I said that my impact radius is a little small now. I want to expand that, influence more and more people going into 2019. So spreading my impact and audience is another goal that I have. So we did the past, we did the present, we did the future. Now, all these things are great. Writing them down is awesome, but you also got to take action on them. But Christmas isn't quite the time to do that. Christmas is the time to just bask in it, write down, plan, and the New Year is when you're trying to take action. Now, I don't say wait till the New Year to take action, but that might be a little plug for our episode coming up soon. Wink, wink. I really do hope that this episode was helpful to you. Writing these things down is extremely important, and that's the first step of really getting anything done. I hope you are able to reflect on these things and really start to brainstorm on what you want to do and to make the most out of this Christmas and start planning toward that New Year's resolution and really make the most out of this Christmas time. If you got anything from this episode, send me a DM, screenshot your phone showing that you listen to the show. Send it to me, tag at the Muse Report podcast on Instagram. You can follow us on Facebook, also at the Muse Report podcast, or you can just give a boss awesome review and rating on Apple Podcasts or on Google Play or whatever you're listening to, Spotify, Podbean, whatever it is. That will help a lot. I hope you have a Merry Christmas. Hope you enjoy it. You might not even listen to this episode on Christmas Day, but it doesn't matter because the principles really apply to any time of the year, honestly. But if you want to get right at the end of the year on this Christmas season, now is the best time to do so. So I will see you guys next week on New Year's Day. Well, you won't see me, but you'll be hearing me. You get what I mean. All right, bye.
Well, that's the end of our MRP episode. So, thank you for listening, everything, but it's time to go. We'll have a new one for you next week on the flip side. But until then, don't kill the vibe, subscribe. Don't kill the vibe, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Don't kill the vibe, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Don't kill the vibe, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Don't kill the vibe, make sure you go ahead and subscribe.